Greetings, dear subscribers and casual listeners of my channel. Welcome to the 7th episode of the series Harry Potter Secrets. If you're new to this series or need a little reminder, here's the concept. In this series, I share fascinating facts from the books that didn't make it into the films, but still align with their storyline. In previous episodes, we've uncovered how Dudley got rid of his pigtail, where Aragog's brood came from, why Kreacher became loyal to Harry, and much more. In this episode, we'll delve into the role Wormtail played in the tragic death of the Potter family, the dark secret hidden by Stan Shunpike, why wizards are far from omnipotent, how Hermione managed without the Time Turner, and what happened to Buckbeak. Enjoy watching! Number 1. A Rat's Betrayal. In the film Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, we're initially led to believe that Harry's parents were betrayed by their close friend Sirius Black, who had recently escaped from prison. For almost 2 hours, the audience is convinced of Sirius's guilt, until an unexpected twist reveals that the traitor was Ron's pet rat. But how exactly did Peter Pettigrew contribute to Lily and James's deaths? Why was he entrusted with such an important secret? And why couldn't Sirius prove his innocence? The film leaves these questions largely unanswered. The book, however, sheds light on many details. When Snape learned of Voldemort's plan to kill Harry, he informed Dumbledore and begged him to protect Lily and her family. Dumbledore agreed and cast the powerful Fidelius charm on the Potter's home, which made it invisible to everyone except the secret keeper. The mechanics of this spell are such that the secret can only be known by one person, aside from the family itself. Moreover, the information cannot be extracted neither through torture, legilomancy, nor veritaserum. The keeper can reveal it only voluntarily. Initially, Sirius Black was chosen as the secret keeper due to his deep trustworthiness, but at the last moment, he convinced James and Lily to assign the role to Peter. Quote, "It was my fault. I persuaded Lily and James to change to Peter at the last moment, convinced them he was the perfect choice." Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. The plan was simple. Trick Voldemort and his Death Eaters into believing Sirius was the keeper, thereby focusing their hunt on him while Peter remained safely hidden and unsuspected. The strategy seemed flawless until Pettigrew, who was already loyal to Voldemort, betrayed the Potters by revealing their location to his master. Quote, "I thought the bluff would work. Voldemort would hunt me down and it would never cross his mind they'd entrust the secret to someone as small and insignificant as you. But you betrayed the Potters." Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. To everyone else, Sirius appeared to be the secret keeper. Even Sirius blamed himself for his friends' deaths, believing it was his mistake to trust Pettigrew. When Ministry officials found him after his confrontation with Pettigrew, the remaining evidence, Pettigrew's finger, the dead Potters, and testimonies from surviving Muggles, was enough to send Sirius to Azkaban without trial. His hysterical laughter at the scene seemed like a confession. Thus, one flawed decision led to the Potters' tragic deaths. But why didn't James himself become the secret keeper? That decision remains speculative at best. Number 2. The Conductor's Secret. In the third film, we are introduced to Stan Shunpike, the conductor of the night bus. He tells Harry about Sirius Black, but that's the extent of his role in the film's story. The character doesn't appear on screen again. However, his story continues in the books. In The Half-Blood Prince, a Daily Prophet article reveals that Stan has been arrested on suspicion of collaborating with Death Eaters. Quote, "Stanley Shunpike, conductor of the popular night bus service, was arrested late last night on charges of aiding and abetting Death Eaters. Mr. Shunpike, 21, was taken into custody after a raid on his home in Clapham, Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Witnesses claim to have overheard Stan boasting in a pub about Death Eater plans. Though no one, including Dumbledore, believed Stan was guilty, he was sent to Azkaban. Quote, "I think he was just trying to make himself sound important," said Ron. "Wasn't he the one bragging about becoming Minister for Magic to chat up a Veela?" "Yeah, that's him," said Harry. "I don't get why the Ministry's wasting time on him." "They're probably just trying to make it look like they're doing something," Hermione frowned. "People are panicking." Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. In Deathly Hallows, another mass breakout from Azkaban occurs, and Stan is among the escapees. He later appears among the Death Eaters attacking Harry during the Seven Potters operation. Quote, "Then Harry yelled a stunning spell, and as the nearest Death Eater swerved, avoiding it, the hood slipped from their head, and in the red light of another stunner, Harry saw the blank, expressionless face of Stan Shunpike." Stan. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. It's likely that Stan, arrested due to his naivety, fell under the Imperius Curse while in Azkaban, explaining his presence among Voldemort's followers. Harry, noticing Stan's blank, empty face, deduced that he was under the curse and disarmed him instead of attacking. Stan is mentioned a few more times in the book, but his fate after Voldemort's defeat remains unclear. It's possible the curse was lifted, and he returned to normal life. However, the text provides no definitive confirmation of his freedom or proof he was under the Imperius Curse. Number 3. Without the Time Turner. Hermione's thirst for knowledge was so intense that by her third year, she decided to attend every available class, including Muggle studies, a subject unlikely to teach her anything new as a Muggle-born. To assist this exceptional student, Professor McGonagall went to the Ministry of Magic and obtained permission to give Hermione a powerful magical artifact, the Time Turner. With its help, Hermione managed to attend classes that took place simultaneously. However, as shown in the book, but not in the film, managing such a schedule was extremely challenging, even with the Time Turner. But what happened when the Time Turner became unavailable? How did Hermione continue excelling in her studies while maintaining her top grades? The answer is simple. She didn't. Hermione dropped divination due to her skepticism about both the subject and Professor Trelawney. Additionally, she gave up Muggle studies, which she deemed unnecessary in her case. These decisions eliminated scheduling conflicts, allowing her to return to a normal routine. Quote, "I had a talk with Professor McGonagall just before breakfast. I decided to drop Muggle studies." "But you got an outstanding on your Muggle studies exam," said Ron incredulously. "Yes," sighed Hermione, "but I can't stand another year like this one. With the Time Turner, I've been going crazy, so I'm giving up divination too, and I'm going back to a normal schedule." Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Number 4. Wizards' limitations. Despite their extraordinary abilities, wizards are far from omnipotent. Their magic has its limits, and some things remain impossible. For example, certain injuries caused by spells are irreversible. George couldn't regrow his lost ear in the books, and Lockhart's memory, damaged by his own spell, couldn't be restored. In Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, Hermione mentions 5 principal exceptions to Gamp's law of elemental transfiguration. Only one of these is explicitly known. Magic cannot create food out of nothing. This principle is reinforced by the fact that even the Room of Requirement, with its incredible capabilities, couldn't supply food for the resistance fighters. The other exceptions remain a mystery, but fans have constructed many theories based on clues from the books and J.K. Rowling's interviews. Quote, "You can't make food out of nothing. You can summon it if you know where it is. You can transform it. You can increase the quantity once you already have it." Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Number 5. The Fugitive's Fate. Another character who was undeservedly forgotten after The Prisoner of Azkaban is Buckbeak. At the end of the film, viewers see the Hippogriff escaping with Sirius, but his fate beyond that remains a mystery. For movie fans, this is an unresolved question, but book readers, as usual, know more. After escaping, Buckbeak ended up with Sirius at 12 Grimmauld Place. There, he lived in Sirius's mother's former bedroom, becoming part of the household. You might expect the Hippogriff to make at least a brief appearance in the fifth film, considering the house serves as the headquarters for the Order of the Phoenix. However, viewers didn't even get a hint of his presence. Quote, "You'd be amazed, Hermione, how much Creature can do when he wants to," said Sirius, who had just come in with a blood-stained bag that, it turned out, contained dead rats. "I've been feeding Buckbeak," he added, in response to Harry's questioning look. "He's upstairs in my mother's bedroom. As for this table," Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. After Sirius's death, all his possessions, including Buckbeak, passed to Harry Potter. Harry decided to return Buckbeak to his rightful owner, Hagrid, who hadn't seen the Hippogriff in years. At Hagrid's, Buckbeak lived under the alias Witherwings, as he was still sentenced to death for attacking Malfoy. Quote, "Now there's the matter of Buckbeak the Hippogriff. After Sirius's death, Hagrid took care of him, but now Buckbeak belongs to you, so if you want to make other arrangements—" "No," said Harry at once. "He can stay with Hagrid." Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. Even during the Battle of Hogwarts, Buckbeak helped the defenders, attacking giants alongside the Thestrals. Quote, "The Thestrals and Buckbeak the Hippogriff were gouging at the giants' eyes, while Grawp pounded them with his fists. Wizards, both defenders of Hogwarts and Death Eaters, were forced to retreat back into the castle. Harry was firing spells and curses at every Death Eater he could see. They crumpled, unable to figure out where the attacks were coming from, their bodies trampled by the retreating crowd." Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Number 6. The Enchanted Letter. Harry unfolded the letter. His hands trembled. The yellowed parchment held the past within it. It was his mother's voice. Lily had written to Sirius, sharing stories about Harry, their family, and their small joys. The parchment seemed to glow, every word imbued with magic. "Thank you for Harry's birthday present. He's so happy with his toy broomstick. Yesterday he flew higher than I'd have liked and nearly smashed a vase." Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Harry smiled. Lily described a moment he couldn't remember. She was there, despite the years. He could feel her care and her love. The letter had not faded. It was unspoiled. The ink remained vivid, as if resisting time itself. Lily had enchanted it. She wanted it to last forever. No spell could alter the text. Harry imagined her writing it, sitting at a table, carefully forming each letter. The ink was no ordinary ink. It was her way of preserving her words. "I know James would have written to you himself, but he's currently with Harry, trying to teach him to say Dada. It's ridiculous, but he's convinced Harry will catch on." Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Harry laughed. His father came alive through these lines, warm, funny, full of life. This letter was a small miracle. The magic of the letter was astonishing. It had survived everything: the attack, the destruction, the death. The ink carried their story. Lily had known how to create something timeless. "Sometimes I just want to forget everything and enjoy my time with Harry. But every time I look out the window, I wonder if this place is truly safe." Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Number 7. Who else knew the Potter's secret? The Fidelius charm seemed like the perfect defense. A secret became invisible, known only to the keeper. The Potters placed their lives in this spell. But the magic failed because it had a flaw. Pettigrew betrayed them. He revealed the secret to Voldemort, costing the Potters their lives. Everything unraveled due to one man's weakness. "He made me do it. He made me," Pettigrew screeched. "He said I'd be nothing to Voldemort if I didn't." Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. These words sounded like an excuse. Pettigrew was afraid. He couldn't resist the pressure. The magic allowed him to share the secret voluntarily, and that led to disaster. The secret was no longer a secret. Pettigrew gave it to Voldemort. The Fidelius charm turned against its creators. The magic relied on loyalty, and Pettigrew broke it. I thought the bluff would work. Voldemort would hunt me, and he'd never suspect they'd make someone like you the keeper. But you betrayed the Potters. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Sirius blamed himself. He had trusted the wrong person, a fatal mistake. The Fidelius charm didn't protect the Potters, it became their trap. Voldemort learned the secret. But what happened next? Could he share it? The spell didn't restrict this. That made it dangerous. The loophole allowed the secret to spread. The keeper must voluntarily reveal it, there's no other way. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Number 8. The Ministry Statue's Secret. When Harry first saw the fountain in the Ministry in the 5th book, it was grand and majestic. Wizards, witches, magical creatures and muggles stood together. The muggles appeared happy. Everything seemed peaceful, but Harry sensed the illusion. The fountain was tall and majestic. The wizard and witch held their wands aloft, golden water streaming from them, while the muggle seemed to conserve them. Everything seemed peaceful, but Harry sensed the illusion. The fountain was tall and majestic. The wizard and witch held their wands aloft, golden water streaming from them, while the muggles seemed content to serve them. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. The fountain symbolized magical superiority. Wizards stood above everyone. Muggles were depicted as obedient. It was a subtle hierarchy. Harmony was only an illusion. After Voldemort's rise to power, the fountain was replaced. When Harry returned to the Ministry, he saw a new monument, dark and ominous. The statue depicted muggles in humiliating positions. The muggles are at the base, crouched in unnatural positions, literally supporting the horrifying structure. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Voldemort used the statue as a weapon. It was a symbol of his authority. Muggles were shown as the foundation, crushed under the weight of wizards. Harry couldn't look away. The statue inspired hatred. It proclaimed Voldemort's ideology. Wizards were supreme, and muggles were insignificant. It was a symbol of tyranny. This statue is a lie, Harry thought. It creates an illusion of power and superiority upheld by fear. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Number 9. The Story of Lucius's Wand. Lucius Malfoy took great pride in his wand. It was a symbol of his status and power. But everything changed when Voldemort returned. The Dark Lord demanded the wand, and Lucius dared not refuse. "I shall give you my wand, my lord, if that will help you." Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. He handed over the wand, feeling utterly humiliated. To him it was more than just an object. It was a part of his strength. But Voldemort took it with disdain, as if it were someone else's trinket. The Dark Lord needed a replacement for his broken wand. He believed another's wand would prove stronger. Lucius silently watched, knowing that protest would mean death. During his duel with Harry, Voldemort used Lucius's wand. Harry sensed a strange tension, but Voldemort only cared about results. Lucius's wand shattered into pieces. Voldemort cast it aside with displeasure, and I realized it had failed. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. The wand couldn't withstand the strain. Another's magic destroyed it, not just physically but symbolically. The connection between wizard and wand was far stronger than Voldemort had imagined. Lucius lost more than his wand. He lost his pride. Its destruction mirrored the fall of his family's status. Voldemort underestimated this bond. To him, a wand was merely a tool. But magic was more intricate. A wand knew its master. True power lies in the connection. A wand recognizes its owner. Using another's wand is always a risk. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Number 10. The Secrets of Occlumency. Occlumency, the magic of the mind, was a defense against intrusion. The books delve deeply into its importance, particularly through Snape's lessons. Severus Snape was a master of occlumency. His mind was impenetrable, even to Voldemort. He attempted to teach Harry how to protect his mind. The lessons were harsh, nearly unbearable. Control your emotions, Potter. Magic depends on inner calm. As long as you wear your feelings on your sleeve, you are easy to read. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Harry hated these lessons. Snape attacked his mind over and over, forcing him to confront his fears and memories. Harry resisted, but almost always failed. Occlumency required complete control. Any emotion left one vulnerable. Snape understood this and saw Harry's weaknesses, his anger, fear, and doubts. You are far too easy to read, Potter. Your anger makes you vulnerable. Voldemort would break into your mind in seconds. Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. Harry was furious. He felt Snape was tormenting him. But he knew Snape was right. Voldemort could see everything. Harry's mind was an open book. One day, Harry fought back. He broke into Snape's memory, witnessing a lonely and humiliated teenager. He saw a side of Snape no one else knew. Snape trembled with rage. "Get out of my mind, Potter. You learn nothing." Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix. This moment changed everything. Harry realized that occlumency wasn't just about magic. It was an art of self-control. Emotions had to be buried deep. Though underexplored in the films, the books reveal how crucial occlumency was for survival, especially against Voldemort. Only a mind shielded from intrusion could stand a chance. Number 11. A Mother's Gift. Lily Potter stood between her son and Voldemort, knowing she wouldn't survive. But retreat wasn't an option. Her choice was already made. When the green light struck, Lily fell. But her death changed everything. Voldemort didn't realize she had left Harry with a protection, a magic born of sacrifice. This magic is incredibly rare. It arises only when someone is willing to die to save another, and Voldemort likely never encountered it. Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. Dumbledore later explained that her love created a shield Voldemort couldn't break. This ancient and powerful magic required no wand, only a willing heart. Her sacrifice remained with Harry, flowing through his blood. When Voldemort tried to kill him, the curse rebounded. Darkness struck itself. Your mother died to save you. Her sacrifice left a mark on you. Voldemort couldn't touch you. Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. Lily didn't just save Harry. She gave him strength. Her love was Voldemort's first defeat. He never understood love, and that was his greatest weakness. Harry remembered her sacrifice when he faced his own death. He realized that sacrifice wasn't a loss, it was power. A power that could alter destinies. I must die to stop him, like Lily. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. The films missed this depth, but the books make it clear. Lily's sacrifice was more than a shield for Harry. It was a testament that love is stronger than fear. Her magic lived on in Harry until the very end. It was proof that light could triumph over darkness, even in the darkest of times. And that's all for now. Thank you for watching all the way through. I hope you found it interesting. If you did, don't forget to like, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel.